Well, I had another great day at this amazing old place. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really nice to see you here. Now you know I just had to go back to that amazing old park that I featured in last week's episode. Now, this park was once the site of a Civil War battlefield and ground where men fought and died. And following the war, a neighborhood was built on the very same ground. And a century later, that neighborhood was torn down and replaced by a park. Well, with all that history that's transpired at this place, it's an amazing place in metal tech because you never know what you're going to find next. And it's a perfect place for a guy like me who, when he goes out metal detecting, digs every signal he comes across. You know, when you dig it all, you rarely ever go home empty-handed. And oftentimes, you come away with something very cool, old, and unusual. And I think you'll see that as you watch this great hunt that I had at this old park this past weekend. Well, I am back at this park, hoping I don't get rained out today. It's definitely spitting a few drops right now, but the radar wasn't showing much. We'll hope that was right. Anyhow, I got a big 28 signal, and I thought, I know it's gonna be junk, I'm just gonna dig it out and clear it. And sure enough, I wasn't expecting that though. That's an engine cylinder head gasket, just mangled up. Not the best thing in the world, but at least it was for a V8. So I will dispose of that properly and continue on, or should I say, motor on. Well, I got my first good target in my third hole, and it's going to be a nice early weedy. It was about 6-7 inches down. Give me a nice signal. Bringing up a little higher than it should have. About 81. Don't know why I was doing that, but I will definitely take this, and that's not a bad way to start things off. Well, I'm just working right up close to this tree, and right here by a root I got a 39 signal, and I thought, well, let me get this pull tab out of the way, but it wasn't. Turned out to be an old ironback workwear button. And you might remember I found one of these recently, and it's an early duckhead button, so a little hard to see, but I think once I get it home, get it cleaned up, I'll be able to get it to look a bit better. But very cool little piece, and yeah, that's not one of the real old ones, I don't believe, but I'll have to wait and see when I get it back home. This one's giving me an 18, kind of below signal, but really nice solid signal. I dug down and it was, I guess, against this plug here, and it fell down here. I wiped it off. Oops. Yeah, it is definitely on the fragile side. I'm thinking this might be a belt, like an end piece for a belt strap. There's a little button to release it. Not sure. But I wanted to film it just in case there was something on it. It kind of reminds me of a web belt, like World War I era. So I'll get it cleaned up when I get home later. It's starting to rain, but I'm not going anywhere just yet. Well, just going low and slow, and I was getting like a 46 signal, and I'm like, well, let's dig it. And it wasn't terribly deep, but it was sitting over here on the side of the hole, and it's like a cast iron lug nut. Not cast iron, but you know what I mean, a steel lug nut. And I'm like, well, shoot. I was kind of surprised that was all it was. ran my coil over, and then it started giving me a 52, 54. And I'm like, oh, at least there's something else in the hole. So I gave it a pop, and you see that right there? It popped out and then fell back in, and I grabbed the camera. Yeah, I think I got another one. Check it out. Another Union 3-ringer. Heck yeah. Oh man, this is such a crazy park. Look how beautiful this one is. And that is a drop. That is a beauty too. Just awesome. Well worth swinging in the rain for. Not too shabby. I will definitely take that. That's just amazing. These things are still in the ground here. I'm just having so much fun with this machine. Like I was telling someone the other day, it definitely helps me get out of bed in the morning a little bit faster than I normally would. Well, I think I got something pretty cool here. It was giving me a 57, 58. I'd say it was about 5-6 inches down. And he said it was in my dirt on the drop cloth, so I was fishing around, and now pop this. That's pretty cool. So, it's really light. I can see 25 on it. 25. Huh, that's interesting. I'm thinking that's play money. Could be, yeah, it says play money 25 and then it's spelled out 25. Let me get you in on this. That is pretty cool. I've never dug this variety before. Looks like I might have something on this side. Let me get it cleaned up and we'll take another look at it. But very cool, probably dating from the 50s or 60s. Well, there it is. And actually, I'm thinking this might be quite a bit older. The style, the numerals, and the fact that it's single-sided, you can just see where it punched through to the backside. Never found one like this before. I'm thinking it might be older. Could be 30s, 40s. It's an interesting piece. I'll definitely have to see if I can find a match for that one, but yeah, that's a great one there. I definitely like that. Well, believe it or not, play money and play coins date all the way back to 1888, when they were first brought out by Milton Bradley, the toy company. Now, this play money was never intended to be a toy for children. As a matter of fact, they sent them in educational packages to the schools, where teachers were able to use the play money to teach the children how to handle money, how to make change, how to handle transactions, and hopefully how to better manage their money later in life. Well, play money became very popular in the 1930s during the Great Depression, a time when people could simply play a board game called Monopoly and forget for just a brief moment that they were poor and become wealthy tycoons buying up Boardwalk. Well, play coins eventually lost their popularity over the ensuing decades thanks to inflation that was affecting world currency over time. It actually became cheaper for parents just to give their children real coins instead of going out and spending their hard-earned money on play coins. Well, there's some food for thought, and there are always great lessons to be learned from history. Well, I just dug that Civil War bullet, the 3-ringer, right there, and I moved over and got a 71, so back on my knees. Dug a little plug, said it was in the side of the plug, and it looks kind of interesting, maybe some kind of jewelry. So I decided to grab the camera and we'll pull it out. It's kind of weird looking. It's very odd. What is that? Like a... don't know. Oh, I see, okay. Some kind of teddy bear, maybe a keychain. Had to get the right orientation, but yeah, it looks like some happy little teddy bear keychain. So, pretty cool. Well, chasing a 54 signal. Hadn't found it yet, but I dug down and I saw something on the side of the hole. Yeah, I got a bonus find. My favorite kind too, I think. Yeah, that's a marble. Not a whole one, unfortunately. Looks like someone shot that one pretty hard. Yeah, 2/3 of a marble. I'll take it though. That was a pretty cool one too. Look at that. Actually, it almost looks melted. Yeah, I think it's actually melted. Sure enough, though. Whole marble, just deformed. Well, this one was giving me a 39. I flipped the plug, said it was in the plug, and moved some dirt, and check it out. An old railroad spike. So, yep, we definitely, for this episode, get to have at least one cool train picture. This one was giving me a 49 to 50, not very deep. Dug down, saw it laying there like that. Take you in there. And then I push it over. Looks like I have a hair clip. So I just grabbed the camera so we could see it together. Well, pretty cool. I was afraid it was going to be plain, but this has little stars and little tiny fake jewel right there. It looks like a Starry Night clip. That is very cool. Definitely has some age to it. Very happy with that. That could be 30s, 40s, somewhere in there. Get it cleaned up later, but that's a nice find. Well, the Manticore's doing a great job. I got a couple nice signals, so I just buckled down right in this area, really slowed down, starting to pull out some targets. And those of you wondering what I'm hunting in the settings, I get that question a lot. I've just been hunting in general, all-terrain general, with the factory presets. The only thing I change is the threshold level, because I like a slight hum in the headphone while I'm hunting, so I set that to 4. And that's it. I am just using basic presets and the general all-terrain program, so pretty cool, and it's working great for me. This one was giving me a 40, and I went ahead and cleaned it up to make sure it was what I thought it was, and yeah, it's part to a very old lipstick tube. So probably 30s or 40s. I'm hoping there's a maker's mark or something down here on the bottom after I get it home and clean it. Oh yeah, this is one of the old ones. You can see it had the manual piece to raise and lower the lipstick. And I know what year they stopped making that. I'm trying to remember. I think it was 28 or 38. So it's definitely an old piece. After that they went to the twist type. So very cool piece, very early piece, and definitely happy to have it. So just how old is that lipstick tube that you found? Now I get pretty excited when I find an old lipstick tube that has that side lever that was used to raise and lower the lipstick inside the metal tube. Now that's called a levy tube, and it was named after a man named Maurice Levy, who in 1915 invented the very first metal lipstick tube while he was working for the Scoville Manufacturing Company. That's right, that's the same company that makes all those very cool military and civilian buttons that we love to find when we're out there metal detecting. Well, Levy's design remained popular until a man named James Mason of Nashville, Tennessee patented the very first swivel-up lipstick tube in 1923. So if you dig up an old lipstick tube and it has a side lever, be happy, it's an old one. Well, this next one was giving me a 52 to 54. Sounded good, repeatable, so away I went and dug a plug and gave it a pop, and that's all I needed to know what that was. I could see it right away. That's going to be an old valve stem for, yep, for a Ford Model T. There you go. Wow, still shiny after all these years. Actually, it's pretty darn complete. Look at that. It's got the retaining nut down at the bottom, and it has this collar and the valve stem. The only thing it's missing is the valve stem cap, but very cool. It's going to be 1908 to 1927, and it's also a great opportunity to share another awesome train picture with you. Well, I was going along with that small M8 coil. Got a decent little signal here, nice repeatable 39, and I dug down about 7 inches and I found this. So some kind of a metal sleeve or something, but I thought that was it. And before I covered the hole back up, I checked it one more time, and digging that up freed a 72 signal that was in the hole. So that was a really nice surprise. But it was even more surprising what came out of the hole. And this is what came out of the hole. Now, they look to be the same on both sides. And I think it's a spring-loaded clip here. So probably some type of a hair clip, but one that I've never seen before. And see if I can get it cleaned up and get you a better look at it. But that was pretty cool. Pays to dig it all, because it freed up a high tone 72. And that could have been anything, you know, so very cool. Well, next signal was, give me a 57-59, only a few inches deep, and it's kind of cool. It's an old hinge. Not sure just how old it is, but cool little piece right there. Just thought I'd share that one with you. And I got another signal that rang in at a 45. Dug down about 3-4 inches. This one wasn't very deep at all, and I brushed it off real quick, but I got an old drawer pull handle. It's definitely an older one. Could be early 1900s, could be mid-century, but it's a neat piece, and definitely happy to have that. I think I have a pretty nice signal right here. Now, this is an area that I haven't really covered hard. I mean, I've gone over it a few times. It's real close to the walking track, and usually when we were here, it was just so busy with people, so I kind of gave it a little buffer area. But today, it's not the best weather. Pretty much had the park to myself, so I decided, hey, this is the time to do it. And I'm glad I did, because I got a 75 signal, and it wasn't very deep, so it was in the plug. I started right now. I start to get the wind from this storm. But look here, I think I have a silver ring. Oh, that's awesome. Been a little while. Now I have not even, I just saw that. Oh, it's gonna have something on it. Oh boy, this is a nice one. Look at there. I think it's a mom ring. Boy, it's a heavy silver ring, I'll tell you that. Does it say mom? Yeah, it sure does. M and a heart and another M. And that is definitely, I'd be shocked if it wasn't silver. Trying to see in here. Yep, it's definitely, yep, and I think it's marked. I can see it right down there. How cool is that? I will definitely take that. Let me get this little wipe. And there you go. That is actually a very heavy, I don't know, 5 grams? I don't know, it's pretty heavy. Maybe higher. Doesn't really matter. It's a beautiful ring, it's a beautiful find. I just feel bad for the person that lost it, but yeah, great piece. Very, very happy with that. Well, this one was giving me a 57 right in that area, and kind of hoping for a bullet, but it seemed to be a bit of a larger target. And once I got it freed up, I could definitely see that it was. Now at first I thought this was going to be like a harmonica reed plate, and when I pulled it out though, it was much heavier, and I could see these lines, and that's when I knew what I had. I think it's going to be, we'll see it on that side. There you go. That is going to be a newspaper typeset block. So you can see the wording right there on the edge of it. I'll have to get that cleaned up and put it in front of a mirror, see if I can make out what it says. But that's very cool. Back when they used to use typesets and printing blocks, back in the good old days. So very cool find. Don't usually find them this size, so I'm very happy with that. I'll tell you, the M8 is definitely killing it today. Definitely finding a lot of stuff with the Manticore. This one was giving me a 39. Nice solid signal. Went ahead and dug it up, and luckily it was not a pull tab. It was this. I gave it a quick brush before I turned the camera on, save a little time. But I'm not sure if that is Girl Scouts or just fleur-de-lis. And I really can't tell what it is. I thought it was going to be a pendant, but I don't see anything. So that's a pretty cool piece, and I'll get it cleaned up. We'll get a better look at it. I got something hopefully cool in the hole. It's giving me a 49, and yeah, it just sounded really nice and soft. It wasn't real deep. I think it was on edge before it fell over, but I can't say for sure. But it doesn't matter. I saw the round shape in the hole, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Bringing in a 49. But then I noticed it has sort of a sew-on shank. Now, I haven't even looked at this yet, so we're gonna check this out together. Huh. Okay, I don't see anything on this one. Let's give it a wipe. Whoa. Yeah, it's got something on it. Wow. Quite the decoration on this. Not sure. Hang on just a second. I gotta give it a pants wipe here. Yeah, this thing looks pretty cool. Wow, look at that. Let's see if I can get you in on this. The lighting's bad right now. There you go. How cool is that? Jeez. I don't think I've found one like that before. Kind of looks like a castle tower inside a heart. Not quite sure. That is a very unusual button. So I am definitely happy with that. I love old buttons, and I have never seen this one before. Get it back in the light, or out of the light I should say. I'm getting tired. I've been digging for a while. But that is pretty sweet. I am definitely happy with that. So, are you up for a double header? Well, if you are, just stick around to the very end of this video where I have a link to one of our favorite Finding America episodes pulled directly from the Finding America archives waiting for you there. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.